and Sheets.
Welcome back, Stamp Tramps, to Attempted Delivery. I'm Damian Nopoulos.
And I'm Sean Dickensheets.
And you were saying before the pod, like if you were at that distance, you wouldn't have missed?
Oh, no way. No, there's no chance I would have missed.
Really?
I mean, it's been a while since I picked one up, but there's no way I'm going to miss at that distance.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I mean...
It was like, what, like 150 yards?
I don't know. It wasn't far.
Right,
It wasn't far. I missed twice. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It wasn't far away. I didn't realize how young he was either, which is kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a child, basically.
I guess that's weird. You
Yeah.
can say that. I don't think he was a child. I mean,
looks wise.
sure,
you know?
yeah. It can happen to the. I mean, it happened to the best of us. And dude's obviously a hero. I saw Tiger Woods mention it.
Oh, really?
You see that? I mean, he just
what would
said.
Tiger Woods have to say about that?
I mean, he just said that. I mean, he's like even champions miss putts. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Yeah, I just feel bad for the kid.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years since he made it to the majors. It's been. I can't even believe that Rory McIlroy hasn't made it to the majors in 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's the dude's
That's
like
like
a
the-
household name.
Right. I don't watch golf, but that's like the only thing that the only name other than Tiger Woods that I've heard in like the last 10 years.
And like, what's his name? Phil Nicholson. That dude. He's a drunk.
Yeah, but he's
right?
like ancient, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't even know that.
Mickelson.
Did I say Nicholson?
Yeah.
Casey Nicholson? Does she play golf?
Well, it's funny. My dad's favorite golfer was always Jack Nicklaus.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I would always, growing up when I was a little kid, I would confuse him with Jack Nicholson.
Naturally, yeah. Both drunks. Both bloated, sun damaged.
It's like, oh shit, the Joker played golf. Like, what's happening?
That's hilarious. That's so funny. I forgot he was the Joker because it's been so
yeah.
long ago. Yeah. That's the first Joker, right?
Movie wise, well, the first one probably worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but anyway, thoughts and prayers go out to Rory.
Yeah.
It just sucks because if you saw the video, it wasn't far. It was very close. I mean, he almost made it, but
Yeah, and just like the impact it would have had if he did make it
it's crazy. Yeah.
on the world of golf. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It's-
it would have been a way different story had he made it.
I know.
He would have made it to the. He literally missed out, I believe, just by one place.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. But
Literally died out there.
Arnold. Yeah. Arnold Palmer. That's another golfer.
Well, yeah. I just mean in recent years, like other than Tiger Woods, like in the last 10 years, I haven't heard any new names
Me neither.
other than
Yeah, and he's only
McIlroy.
35. I mean, he's
That's
like
wild.
a kid. He's basically a kid, like you said.
Right. At 35, that's when you're eligible to run for president.
That's true.
That's
Son
wild.
of a bitch. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Wow. It could be 30. I could probably be president. But whatever.
I'd vote for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to run for mayor of York, Pennsylvania. Who's our mayor? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? The people that could affect our lives the most? No idea who they are.
Not a clue.
Yeah, we're too
Not a
busy
clue.
worried about Rory McIlroy. When I first read his name, I didn't even know that's who they were talking about because it was all capitalized. So I thought it was like McLaroy. I'm like, why is there two? It's weird. MC two L's. Yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. But speaking of like shots, I found out, and I didn't research it because I don't want to know the truth. But the etymology of shot, do you know why they call them shots?
I do not.
So back in like fucking I guess 1800s, I don't know what time means. We went over this 1,000 years ago, back in episode whatever that was.
Right.
But no, the etymology of the word shot is back like cowboys and shit. If they like the price of a shot of whiskey or of like a whatever, I guess before they called it that was
I think
about
I
the
have heard
price
this. I
was
think I
like the
have heard
same price as like a cartridge for like a revolver.
Right.
So if they didn't have any cash coins, I don't even know what they used back then. Actually, I'm a history buff if you can't tell. But before if they didn't have any money, they would just give them like a bullet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought that was
do
like-
remember hearing that. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the coolest etymology I've ever heard, and I've refused to look it up because I don't want to find out that that's not true.
Right.
Yeah, because there's nothing cooler than that.
Yeah, I think
like,
we can just assume that's true.
Yeah.
It's a cool enough story that that's the truth now.
Yeah, it's the truth to me. I don't care. You can't disprove it. They didn't document things back then. But yeah, I don't know. That's just, I thought we had to talk about what everybody was talking about.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, I think there's some things that we do and don't get into on this podcast, but I think it was just like too big to ignore.
Yeah,
We with this platform that we have, it also, there's some responsibility
definitely
that we have.
Yeah,
so.
and that's not a stupid thing to ask of podcasters. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's not dumb to just assume that comedians should be responsible. They should be.
Right.
We are the voice of a generation.
Exactly.
So it's important. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm glad we agree on that. But yeah, I don't think. I guess that's. I was gonna say something else and I can't remember now, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the next generation, this baby is getting
Star Trek. Oh, okay. No, yeah. Keep going.
This baby is getting crazy.
Yeah.
We're just days away from 7 months, and 7 months is when they start getting like separation anxiety. Mm-hmm. So she really doesn't want to be put down. She started doing the the reaching up.
Yeah.
Like the arms, like she's not like saying words yet. She's like almost there.
Yeah.
But like we're like uppies, and like she just like lifts her arms up. So she's like kind of starting to put it together.
Yeah.
That she can train us. Like when I put my arms up, you will pick me up.
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
You're learning commands. From her.
Yeah. She's training us well. But she also started doing this wild thing. We started with solid foods. Like mashed bananas and like peanut butter and that kind of stuff. But she's doing this thing. Like I went to feed her the other day some solid food. And so we have these little silicone spoons.
Sure, yeah.
So I get a little food on the spoon. I try to give it to her. She spits it out like I'm trying to give her battery acid.
Yeah.
And so this it's like a little like baby spoon, so it's like a little silicone spoon, and on the other end there's like an elephant.
Yeah.
So if you turn the spoon around and dip the elephant in the food and hand it to her, she grabs it from you and like goes to town, like jump, and just like will eat all of it.
So she's not a vegan.
I don't
She's like, kill it.
I don't understand. Like I don't know if it's just too much on the spoon.
Yeah.
And like it only so much can be on the elephant. Right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like literally it's the exact same food. Spits it out from the spoon, we'll eat the shit. So like
that's so weird.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So that's my life right now. trying
to figure that shit out.
Trying to figure out this baby.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't. Oh, I guess as if it's going to be anything different. So I did my car's running good.
Oh, yeah?
I did a tune up on Sunday.
Alright.
Which was sick because I picked like 115 heat index to fucking decide to do my car. So that was pretty cool. I was like exhausted just because I never did like a tune up or whatever. I say tune up. All I did was the spark plugs and change the oil.
That's more than I could do.
It's mostly that's most of a tune up. I still need to clean the air filter and then I need to do a cabin air filter. I just haven't felt like it because it's like, who gives a fuck?
Did you save them spark plugs to throw at people?
Yes, I did. I sure did. I
Give
did
a few to Mike O'Donnell.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to do that. I guess you have to break the ceramic off or something. I don't know. I should throw some of those in my car. Keep them in the console. But yeah, I think it went well. I mean, it seemed to be running basically the same. It didn't it was only 80,000 miles, so it's not like it was old or anything like that.
Right.
But yeah, I threw those in. And the only thing I haven't figured out yet is my MPG like gauge or whatever, like the thing in the computer that says like your miles per gallon that you're getting. Mm-hmm. It went like down, but I also don't know if I haven't taken any longer trips since I did it. I've just been driving to and from work, so I don't know if that affects it because that's way less. Like I haven't been on the highway,
right.
So I'm not, doing like. Low gears and stuff like that, so that could be why. But I did have to. They're supposed to come like gapped now, like gapped pretty much the way you need to use them, but they weren't even like close to the gapping I'm supposed to put in the car, which is like the gapping is like the how, like there's like hook.
I have no idea what you're talking
Okay.
about.
On
And
the
when you're
Spark-
saying gap, I'm just like thinking back to
Yeah,
like,
I'm-
random porn videos that I've seen. So like, I don't know. I'm trying to
It's
relate
a lot
this.
like it's gaping, what you're
Okay,
thinking of.
okay. I was reading that wrong. I was reading that wrong.
I can't read, so it doesn't matter. I said Royal McRoyal, whatever I said earlier. But Roy McElroy. I always think McElroy from fucking Blades of Glory. Wasn't like the blonde dude's name McElroy something?
That's a movie I'm not going to remember.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, but I'm crazy for not seeing The Sopranos.
Yes. Yes.
But now the gapping is like there's like a hook on the spark plug where like the spark happens.
Okay.
And you have to like make sure the right amount of space is in between there,
Mm-hmm.
or it'll like be not fuel efficient. So it'll like use more gasoline, I guess.
I know.
You can tell I only know like a certain there's a wall where I hit.
It's more
that
than I
don't
know, so I believe you.
Yeah. I'll just lie. Yeah, that's fine. But
You be saying it's the flux capacitor. I'm like, okay.
yeah. Really? Wow, they still make that.
Did you know that there's a part number? I don't know it off the top of my head. I think it's if you go to like Advanced Auto Parts or one of those stores and you search like a part number 121G, it comes up with a flux capacitor.
What? That's
Yeah,
so
because
fun.
in the movie it's like 1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I think literally if you type in, I think it's Advanced Auto Parts, but it's one of the major auto parts stores. If you just go to the search bar, it's just 121G or something similar. It
Yeah.
actually brings up a flux capacitor.
That's so funny. 0 in stock. I take it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
Yeah,
you
it's
off, but
hilarious. That's really funny. Somebody has a sense of humor.
right.
Not the people that work there. No. But yeah. No, so I did that. So I don't know if they apparently they come pre-gapped these days.
Okay.
So you don't have to adjust that. But it wasn't even like close. From every piece of information that I found, like the gap should be,
Mm-hmm.
they were not that. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna gap them and see what happens. So maybe I gapped them too far, but I definitely didn't
More of a
gap them.
chasm. I don't know. I don't know.
That's kind of funny.
I'm trying.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funnier than what I'm saying.
Emphasis on the kinda.
It's funnier than what I'm saying. But yeah, so I don't know. I gotta figure that out. But other than that, it still runs, and it runs the
yeah.
same. It feels pretty much the same. I can't tell if I have more power or anything, so I don't know.
Right.
I do have to pull them later, like another day, and make sure there's not oil on them because that could mean there's something going on with the engine or whatever.
Did that start a fire with oil, like where sparks are happening? Or-
No, that's
Okay.
what they do. They do ignite.
Okay,
Like that is
okay.
what not oil. Did I? Yeah. I guess there could be. There's. Again, this is where I'm hitting my limit of like what I understand. It's supposed to be gas.
I'm
it's
not
like,
even smart enough to ask the right question,
Yeah.
so I don't know what.
I know, yeah, and I'm not smart enough to explain it. I just looked up videos of how to change them.
Alright.
But I did it the first. So usually if I do something, if there's like because there's 8, it's the V8, so there's 4 on each side, and it's very easy. They're right on the top of the engine. But I started with the hardest to get ones,
Okay.
just in case I hit a wall and couldn't do it. So you start with the
Right.
hardest one, and if you fucking can't figure it out, then you can just abandon ship and not do it.
Right, you don't get them all, and then just can't do the last one.
Yeah, and then you're like fucked. Although this would just be dumb. I mean, because you have one dirty old spark plug and the rest are all new. But either way, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would have been annoying. So I started with the hardest ones and the ones in the back, and then the first one I did, I have an extension on like the ratchet, so it's supposed to lock in. I must not have put it together right, and they're specific spark plug sockets, and they have a rubber grommet like on the insides to like the spark plug will like stick in,
Alrighty.
so that you can just pull it out and you don't have to worry about it falling
Okay.
back into the engine. First one, the fucking extender pops off, and the fucking thing is sitting in there, and I'm like, oh my god, the first one, and I'm like. It didn't like I didn't loosen it or nothing. It's just stuck in the engine. I'm like, dude, this is not okay. And then I remember that I have like a ratchet set. This was a specific one that you have to like use you know how you lock a quick release thing on a drill, like
Right,
a drill
right,
bit.
right.
It's like that, so you have to physically put it in,
Okay.
so it doesn't just lock on. And I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna? I'm like, oh yeah. I have extensions that aren't like that, so I just put one of those in and locked it in. So it's fine, but at first I'm like, did I just fuck this up right at the beginning?
Immediately.
Yeah, like the first thing I do is just ruin. I have to get it towed to the mechanic, a real man, to fix my car. Is that what I have to do? But no, it worked out. So that was kind of fun. Because it worked out. It's nice working on cars that aren't rusty as shit and aren't falling apart as you're working on them.
I'm sure.
Then my fucking Tahoe. I just got I got it inspected. I got the leaf springs put on because I didn't want to do it. I got all that fixed. Turned out I needed to get the rear wheel cylinder fixed, which I didn't even know about. So that was another like multiple $100. After what I don't want, an amount that I don't want to talk about, I get it back. We fucking go to drive it on like Saturday. There's a belt squeaking like crazy. I'm like, this didn't happen before. Could this happen on the way to the mechanic, and then I could have told them about it, and they could like take a look at it? I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure it only happens with the AC, so it doesn't have a separate AC belt. So it must be some like clutch or some shit. And I hate cars so much. That's like so I don't even know. God, I don't know how much that might cost. So that's where I'm at. Just my cars are breaking again. As soon as I get them back, spend hundreds of dollars to fix them, get them inspected. It's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Your belt's broken now.
I feel like on one hand, like anybody like randomly like popping into this podcast every once in a while, like we're a fucking couple of idiot mail carriers and like couple years into comedy, like so years away from like real success.
Sure, yeah.
If that ever happens.
Yeah.
But anybody tuning in and listening just hears you talking about like multiple cars and like and a hot tub and all this shit. But it's like more true to being a comic because all of those things are always broken and like you're constantly, well, I have 12 cars, but I'm fixing them all constantly. You're like, I have this hot tub, but it doesn't work.
It's leaking and gone now. Yeah. And I'm talking about trying to cold plunge, but I can't afford a cold plunge. I'm trying to be a successful podcast comedian, and I can't afford any of the stuff they talk about.
I might get a barrel.
Yeah, I might just.
You're gonna be wearing it like the cartoons, like where they're just fucking wearing a barrel and suspenders.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny because I haven't brought that up on the podcast. I've really been missing my house is too warm. My cold showers in the morning are now cool showers, so I'm just getting cool water all over me every morning. It's not,
and then you just come out and start sweating again because it's hot in the house.
Yeah, and I don't have central air. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Nice.
And I've been going outside to meditate in the morning. The last 2 days I had to come in because I'm getting bit by mosquitoes. They are fucking me up this year. It's crazy. Life is hell for me right now.
Right on.
Yeah.
It's hard out here for Pimp.
Work sucks. But yeah, no, I found a lost dog the other day at work.
Oh, right.
I was telling you about that. That was fun. I found this. It was a little white pug. Mm-hmm. I was delivering up one of my streets. I went to the end, retrace, going back down the street, and I see this little white pug right next to the road. I look around, don't see any humans nearby, and I'm like, I could just drive away right now. I could just keep delivering and just keep going and not stop. And then he fucking comes into the street, like kind of looking at me in the street, and I'm like, God damn it! Like I can't just drive away. And then when I'm delivering that block tomorrow, see roadkill on the side. Like, I can't live with that.
Right.
So, and of course it was last Thursday. So I got I'm open mic to go to. And there's 550 comedians go to that open mic. So I have to make sure I get there on time to sign up in person now. So...
Which I'm not going to be able to do
probably never
for the next 18 years, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe they'll let you go in last if you show up late.
Right.
But yeah, so I get out, I call the dog over, I'm petting him, I pick him up. Well, I should say it because I didn't know what it was at the time. So I'm picking it up, holding him.
Yeah, don't gender.
Well,
what are you doing here?
You're right. I apologize. We need all your support. So if I offended anybody, please still listen to the podcast. But I had the dog. And I'm like, all right, so I know these people have a dog. Maybe it was one of theirs, although I don't think, because they would be outside too. You know what I mean?
Right,
and I
right,
know
right.
those two dogs, so they're big dogs. I know it's not. But like maybe they know. Maybe they recognize the dog and they'll be able to tell me whose dog it is. Knock on that door. They don't know anything. Knock on the door of the house next door. They don't answer. So I'm like, okay, it must not be their dog.
Right.
It doesn't have any identification. It's just like a shock collar or a vibrate collar or whatever it is. Digital collar. I'm like, well, it's definitely not an invisible fence.
Right. I was gonna say just drive around the neighborhoods and see if it yelps by the time. Like,
Just go in everybody's yard until it yelps. That would be so funny. But yeah, they didn't answer. So I call Lori. I'm like, well, what should I do? And she's like, well, I can't do anything. Like, I'm busy.
right.
And she's like been busy at work, and she's like, and I have a call like in 5 minutes, so like I can't even do that. Oh, and then we were also watching her son's dogs, so like we didn't. That's a lot of dogs. You know what I mean? It's too many dogs. So I'm like, I guess I can take it home and put it in like the garage with a bowl of water and food or something. So I'm like, I really don't feel like doing that. I don't even live that far from my route at this point, like that part of my route.
Right.
So I could have did that, but I'm like, please just somebody answer the door. So I'm basically going around, went to another door. They weren't home. And then I went to, what did I do next? I went to one door. They weren't home. I sat the dog down because I couldn't go any further because I had to secure the truck, lock the doors and close the windows and shit.
Right,
so I
right.
did that. He's like running away, and I'm like, do I let it go? He's like in yards now, so like this is better. And then I'm like following after him. I'm on the phone with Lori the whole time, and then like looking at a couple yards. I'm in just people's backyards, walking around in people's backyards, following a pug, just like walking around in this neighborhood.
It's like, wait a minute. Aren't the dogs supposed to chase the mailman? Like, what's happening?
Yeah,
here?
exactly. I see two big fluffy dogs in somebody's backyard, and they're like barking and stuff. They don't look aggressive, but this fucking idiot is like going towards them. I'm like, hey man, you don't know them. Don't go towards the big dogs that could eat you like immediately. So I'm like, fucking, I gotta pick this goddamn dog up. So I pick him up again. I carry him over to like that house with the dogs. I think they didn't answer. And then I went to the next door neighbor for that house. Somebody answers. It's like this young girl. And there's a dog. I've met that dog before, actually. So many dogs. I met that dog before. And she's like, oh my God, he's so cute. No, I don't know who this is. And in my head, I'm like, you're home. You could take the dog. Like, I'm just trying to get... At this point, I'm just like, please let somebody take this dog from me.
Right. They're like one step closer.
Yes.
They at least live in the neighborhood.
Yeah, they could just like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm the mailman. I'm like with this dog, just like, and the reason I thought it was funny that I said like the assuming and gender thing, I like kept telling people, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, they, because I was like, I don't know if it's a dog. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
Right.
I'm holding this dog in my arms like a baby. There's dick like half a foot away from my face. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if this is a boy or a girl dog. Like, it didn't even occur to me. I'm like looking at its cock and I don't know. I didn't even think. I didn't even make that connection. That's how dumb I am. Like,
well, it also looks like lipstick, so I don't know.
true.
Could go either way.
Yeah, it's smart. It's very funny. And then I went to another street, couldn't find him, and then I'm like, oh my God, this is hell. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to this last house. And, oh yeah, they were getting like a fridge delivery. Somebody was home and they were getting like a fridge or a dryer, some appliance. I wasn't concerned with what they were getting delivered. Something was getting delivered to the house.
Right.
I was just walking by with this pug. Just dying in my arms because of just not being able to breathe naturally. And then I finally answered, like, I talked to them. They were home and they were like, oh my God, he's so cute or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the mailman. I'm just like looking for him. Like, well, do you want us to take him? I'm like,
absolutely.
Oh, you don't have to do that. No.
While you're handing it
Yeah,
over.
no. And they're like, well, you have a job to do. No, we'll find his home or whatever. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I meant it because I'm like, thank God.
Right.
I like this freaking young girl over here is like talking about how cute the dog is. It's like, how cute is he? Do you want to like take him, please?
At this point, keep him so he has a home.
You can have him. Actually, you're probably a better dog mom than whoever let him go. But yeah, they took him, and then they actually stopped the day I was off to work the next day. But Saturday they stopped and told me they found his home or whatever.
Awesome.
They said which street he lived on, so if I ever find him again.
Okay,
I'll
at
just
least
go
now
up,
you know.
yeah, it's only like one street away, so I'll just go up and down that street and find him. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, so that was my week last week. Yeah, that was very fun. Yeah, and I was just like, dude, and it was like an early day too last Thursday. It was like very light. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get home like so early. I'm gonna be able to like do whatever I want. I'm gonna like play video games or some shit before I go to the open mic. And it's like, hey, no,
Nope.
you're gonna waste about 25 minutes walking around with a pug. But yeah, so that was fun. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I don't think I have anything else for the week. I'm trying to think where we left off. I guess last week we talked to Mike. So the only thing that I've done since would be the Harrisburg thing, because we already talked about the state college show, so no point.
Yeah, unless you had anything to add.
No, I think we pretty well covered it. What have you been doing?
Just Mike's. Last week, Phantom Power was fun. I think did I host last week? I hosted last week. And that was a fun time. And then I actually can't remember if I hosted last week, to be honest with you. It's crazy. It's like I remember the dog, but other than that, I don't remember shit.
Right.
I do remember last Thursday. After that, I went to the open mic or whatever. All normal. And then on the way home, I forgot this because there was like a fire in York on what day was that?
Right.
Oh, that was Friday.
On Friday. Yep.
So there was like this huge like warehouse fire in York, and it just like I was just talking to like Lori about it as we were driving down. Excuse me. This like main road to get on the highway, and like you could see like a lot of the fire at like a distance, like up on like the hill or whatever, and it was just like. This is fucking. Did you see it like from like a hilltop or anything like that?
I saw it from 30 going to 83.
Okay, could you see like the flames or just like the smoke and stuff?
I didn't really see flames.
Okay.
I saw a shit ton of smoke.
From,
like black smoke. So like
yeah.
that's definitely a fire.
Oh yeah. It's active. It's wide. It's a pillar, like a big.
Right.
Yeah, on like Mount Rose Avenue going down like Eagle's Nest, where it's like a very nice view of like York. Dude, you could see like fucking flames, like just engulfed this like little splotch. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy to look at.
Right.
Like it's crazy to see just a fucking wild fire like that. And I'm like, dude, people in California see this shit all the time.
Right.
It's
And on a much bigger scale.
yeah,
too.
and it's like they're worried about. I'm not worried about it. It's fucking. There's so many homes, so many memories are in between my house and that fire.
Right.
That like I'm not concerned with that getting to my house, but like a highway, there's so much. I'm so safe, but like yeah, I can't imagine dealing with that shit on like frequently. Where it's like, is that gonna get to me? Like, you know what I mean? It was just like unnerving. Is that the word? Unnerving to see that. Unnerving. Okay. Yeah. Just unnerving. Like it was just like
that sounds like somebody named Irving killing themselves. Like
That's how I pronounce words. But yeah, it was just like really like, whoa, that's crazy to see. I mean, it's one thing to see like I watched my house burn down before, and I'm like, ooh, fire! But yeah, it's just crazy to see that. Like, Jesus, dude, this is like crazy to see. It was just so big,
right.
and to see from like that far away.
Yeah, I was miles away and saw all that smoke.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, and but then like on the way home from the zone on Thursday, there was a fucking camper on the side of Route 83 engulfed in flames.
Oh shit. Wow.
Like 100 gone, like completely gone. By the time when I saw it, it was more fire than camper. I don't know what the hell would have happened.
Maybe I know some of those you can cook in, so maybe it could have been like
Fucking they left the propane on or some crazy shit like that.
Right.
I don't know. But it was like, I don't even remember. I was so distracted by that I don't remember if there was still a vehicle attached to it or not.
Okay, right.
But I just remember it was very obviously a camper, and it was just a ball of fire.
Wow.
And there was no fire truck, nothing there yet. And when I drove past, it was just like the heat. Like it was because I was in the right lane and they were on the shoulder, but it was like just like it was like as if you were in like cool winter air or something, and then walked into right now weather in July, and but way more. It was so hot. It was like you opened the oven.
Okay,
That's what it felt like. It felt like I drove through an oven, just driving past. It was just like a wild. Just experience. Like, I never drove past which is another thing that happens in California daily. I'm pretty sure cars burn on the highway in California all the time. At least what I've heard. But I'm like, God damn, that was wild. But yeah, twice in one day. It was like, or no, I guess twice in 1 week, I should say.
Right.
Just fucking flames. Yeah. Yeah, it was just like wild to drive past that because it was like, just this like ball. I mean, it was just crazy to feel.
I remember foreshadowing something else I might bring up later in the afternoon, but or
episode,
whatever this is, later in the episode. I remember seeing I've seen Metallica multiple times, and like even being like maybe 20 rows back when like
those
the flames shoot up, like you can feel the heat.
It's
from
badass.
Like,
yeah, imagine what the fuck they feel.
Yeah.
I mean, besides James.
Well, I was gonna say he felt them.
Talk about moth into the flames.
Right. Nice.
Stupid.
You're full of dad jokes here. But yeah, you do any other shows or anything like that, or
no?
open mics?
No, I haven't. Right? No shows. No, just the open mic on Thursday, which was fun. Yeah, there was like a pretty hot crowd there actually, and I fucking.
Nice.
It was another one of those times where I like had stuff I wanted to work on. I'm like, God, I want to bail on some of this. It wasn't like new stuff, but like you've seen my dancing joke, I think. Even if you haven't, either way, I kind of like restructured it and like cut a lot of the fat out. And like, it's hard. I hate trying to like, when you rewrite a joke that you've been doing for a while, especially me, it's like I can't stop myself from reverting.
Yeah.
So I'm just been trying to fucking nail this because I think I have it. I think I have it where I want it for the most part. I think I have it where I want it, but it's like half the joke, and then like almost none of the tags, none of the just fat that I don't that is just hit or miss with whether or not it works. And then like a joke I'm working on that's kind of like an extension to like hair jokes that I'm already doing, and they're just not like I think I told you about them, but like again I'm trying to like cut stuff out of the joke and then just like rewrite the wording of the joke and stuff, and it's just so hard to like keep that shit in check
after you've been doing it.
Yeah,
one
it's like
way
I've
for
been doing
so
it
long.
just a few times, and I keep trying to, you know what I mean. So I kind of fucked up some of the delivery of some of the jokes.
It is always tough too. There's no like consistency to crowds at the open mic. Sometimes it's like
the zone's been pretty consistent, but at the same time, it's but you don't want to waste.
Do you? That's always a tough decision. Do you want to work on something new or just like get that feel good, like doing stuff you know works?
Yeah, it's
like,
basically a choice. And I say this
because even if you're doing that, you're still getting experience and repetitions.
Sure. Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like, did I cop out? But then like, it's like a risk reward kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? It feels good when you try something new with that many people and it works.
Yeah.
But then you're like, yeah.
And I was actually talking to Jesse about this on Thursday, ironically enough. But before the mic, so it was like I was foreshadowing what was gonna happen. but yeah, like it's just every time way more times than not, I've decided, let me just go into material that'll kill, and then I bomb anyway, and I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, now work on what and then it's. Having a crowd is the best time to work on stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just hard because you
For sure. Yeah.
It's easy to rely on something that you know works,
but we're also so used to bombing. It's like, fuck it. Why? I mean, imagine,
what's the difference? You know
yeah, like Mark Norman does this shit at the Cellar in New York City, and he's like,
at least you can feel
damn
good.
It. Like they saw him and got excited to see him, and then he tried new material, just ate dick anyway. It's like, like
at least you have the feel good that you took a chance.
Yeah,
you know.
And also, we're used to. I mean, it's not like we're. Yeah, it's fine. It's what we have to do anyway. So it's yeah, I don't know. I think I'm pretty far past taking it personally. So it's sure. Once you get past that, it feels a lot.
But then you still have to make that decision. Though.
Like, so do I want to feel good after this, or do I want to feel very, very mid after this?
Right. But then you don't. It's a catch-22 because then you do the good stuff, and even if you do well, like, well, was that a cop-out? Should I have done the new thing?
Exactly.
Like, so it's like,
and then if you bomb, it's like, well, at least I did what I planned on doing.
So yeah, I think new stuff is probably the way, or you could always do a mix.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's just hard to do a mix with 3 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ironically enough, I was doing a mix of shit that works but is changed. So it was like and I forgot some of them. I hate forgetting. That's like my least favorite thing to do, and that's what I did too. I was like, I was like, and I can't help it. I try not to do it too much, but it's like too obvious that I'm like, all right, let me click on my phone real quick, and I was just like, and I forgot my joke. Sorry, guys. If I can click my phone, open up the thing. Yeah. So, but I actually listened back to the clip or whatever, and it wasn't even like I did better. Like I got better reception than I remember getting.
Right,
so it's okay. You know, this is fine. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun, and then I got to watch somebody's fucking $30,000 camper just burned to the ground on the way home. So then I felt way better about it. Yeah,
so it was worth it.
Yeah, I love fire. So, but yeah, other than that, yeah, I think that's all I've done because work was dog shit on Monday. I mean, you were there, so you knew.
Yeah. I've been wanting to go because every other Monday at Phantom Power they've been doing like the workshop thing. And
the writing workshop.
I have a couple things that like. A couple things that are like new and I want to like try out, but and get some feedback on. But there's also one or two that I've tried and like I'm not quite there with it. I've tried it like a couple different ways, so I want to get some feedback there. So I just want to like participate in that and actually come out and do a mic every once in a while. But I like got home late as hell and then like. Was like, well, let me lay down a bit. Woke up at 9 o'clock. I was like, well, I'm not jumping up and going now. So like, I mean,
you wouldn't have made it. I'm sure you wouldn't have.
So yeah, excuse me. I was waiting to go in a sentence so that could happen. Excuse me. Sorry. Video. A lot harder to edit that out. Yeah. So yeah, the only thing I've done was the Harrisburg Hilarious, the first round, which was Friday 14th?
Yes.
12th? The 12th.
Yeah.
Sorry. This past Friday on the 12th. And it was fun. It was a good experience. We did it last year. We both got to the second round last year. I was not so lucky this year, but I kind of knew that would happen. Like last year, I got a lot of people to come out.
Sure, yeah.
So on one hand, I was like, you know, I'm not going to be surprised. But on the other hand, I'm like, did I deserve to make it last year? Or was it just I had a lot of people?
Honestly, it was a lot like it was last year, at least on the night that we were on together last year, was like, we were on the first round together, right? Or weren't we? We were on the second round together. We were on the second round together.
Yeah.
The first round was definitely, because that's right, my night was like fucking rock and roll last year.
Right.
And that's kind of how the crowd was this time.
Yeah.
Everybody did pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and it was
like
who fucking well. It was one of those where it's like, dude, I got no idea.
Yeah. And it was about half of the people as last year. Last year the room was full.
Oh yeah, it was
last
crazy
year the room was full. This year the room was about half full. And a lot of old people. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, it was an older crowd.
There was a lot of older people, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But I was just like, why is it so like fucking geriatric in here. But it was
I
good.
should have went on with my cougar jokes. I would have killed.
But a lot of comics who weren't even on the show showed up, which was really cool. Like,
Yeah, it was- yeah.
you know, show up, support, and that kind of like. I would like to do that.
I know. I feel
but-
bad when I feel bad when I see him at like when I host at the Zone and there's like people there. I'm like, God damn it!
I know.
I'm such a piece of shit.
Right.
We need to quit
And
our
you don't even
job.
have a baby to blame it on.
No, no, I'm just tired.
I have to. I can't go out as much as I can. So
Yeah.
but it was cool to see them. I mean, it would have been cooler if some of them voted for me. But it is what it is.
They might have.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's a bit of advice. You're on next Friday, right?
Yes.
If you don't go, just don't ask for the numbers. Like Lennon hosted, and he was like, "Do you want to see like the numbers?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And I was like, I didn't need to see that.
That's funny.
Didn't need to see that.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good, but it wasn't zero. I wasn't like
Yeah.
I wasn't last, so like you know what I mean. I wasn't that far off, but it was far enough to not make it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
but overall, my going into it, it was different than last year. Last year, I had way more nerves about it and that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. This year, I was like, had some butterflies on the way to a show, but that's no different than any other show or open mic where I'm, just a little bit nervous, but it wasn't like extra. I was a little more calm. My only goal this time, I have some like clips and videos that I could make clips from, but I wanted something a little more solid, and Glessner emailed out like, we're gonna have a videographer, throw him $25, you can get your set. So like, well, why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so like my goal is to like, there's 5 minutes. I want to get a set. Like a lot of bookers, festivals, and that kind of thing that I've been seeing, they want a 3 to 5 minute video. So like, okay, that's my goal for tonight.
Yeah.
So I went into it just with that, and the other goal of actually like looking at the crowd, trying to connect a little more and look at my set list a little less.
Yeah.
So I still had it up there. I was a little more subtle about putting it up and a little more subtle about looking at it. I feel like it wasn't super obvious.
I don't think so.
Looking at the video, it doesn't
Yeah.
look like I'm just steady reading. So I would just have to glance just to keep myself in the order. I didn't realize till on the way home that I was mad at myself that I didn't forget it. Like it wasn't on the list, and I forgot to put it on my. Like, there was one joke. It was like, why didn't you put that one on? But it's not that big of a deal. I don't think
that would have been the thing.
I don't think that would have made the difference.
It would have. You fucked up.
And then another one that has always been pretty solid. It's a 2-part joke, and the first half gets a laugh, and then I use the exact same punchline on the second half.
I remember
the
that.
sample.
Yeah.
And the second one, there was just silence. I'm like, that usually hits.
It was an older crowd. I bet they don't know what that is.
Right. It references cuck porn.
Yeah, I bet they don't know what cuck porn
And
is.
that's possible. Yeah.
I always thought that. This sounds fucked up. What I was about to say was like, it always surprised me when that joke worked so well. But because
it's a specific reference.
yeah, before like I didn't know what cuck porn was, but I don't know, man. Like 5 years ago or something.
Right.
I didn't know what that means. It's not what I'm into, so I guess that's why I didn't know.
Me neither. But the joke is that I am.
Yeah.
So it's referencing that, so it usually works.
Yeah,
but maybe this just wasn't a porny crowd.
I remember thinking that multiple times when you did that joke, and it always hits.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've ever said that was the worst I've seen that joke do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys don't even get the context clues here.
Right.
Like you laughed at the other one, so you get the idea. Yeah,
right.
And I was like, because I remember when you first did that joke, I was like, is there a way to make that more understandable? Like, because I'm a whore. I will dumb down my jokes,
right,
and make sure that I use.
I could just reference what's actually happening. It's like, oh, now it's a guy doing the same thing, and not even say that. But it's always worked, so I didn't question it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't necessarily know that I'm gonna let this instance
change it.
But if it happens more, then I'm gonna have to revisit and be like, okay, maybe I can just change the wording a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny though. It's funny because like I remember having that thought a bunch of times when you first started doing that joke. I'm like, damn, man, I guess these motherfuckers know what cuckolding is. That's crazy. Like,
right.
yeah, it's just super weird.
So I was surprised and a little bummed because I wanted just like a solid, good video, and I feel like everything else at least landed somewhat, some better than others, and that's always
We'll edit
that's
in
al-
laughs. It's
that's
fine.
always the case. Huh. It's actually not a bad idea. If only we had some audio editing equipment. But yeah, I was surprised at that one out of all of them. But overall, I was happy with how I did.
Yeah.
I set out with a goal to get a clip and to engage more. I was making some eye contact. So overall, it was a success for me personally.
Nice.
I didn't feel like I had anything to prove. It was like I made it to the second round last year, and I'm still doing the same competition this year. So it's not like that launched me into stardom or anything. Like, so I didn't. I went into it with much better, like tempered expectations and a specific goal.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I want to get a clip. I want to engage more, and I did that. So for me, that was a win. Tyler advanced, which that was really cool to see. Happy for him, and
yeah, he had a super good set.
yeah. I feel like everyone did well.
Yeah, everybody did do well.
So yeah, it was a cool night. And yeah,
I love that I just burped like after I said that. Like everybody did do well. Like turned away from the camera and the fucking microphone.
We're on video. You're like,
yeah.
They're gonna see all your eye rolls.
Yeah, I should have did it towards that direction.
No, that was a great joke.
Yeah, it was just super funny. Cuckold, ha ha ha.
You killed that night. But yeah, I was happy with it. Obviously, it would have been cool to go to the next round just to have another opportunity. But I'm kind of good with it. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I was hesitant to do the competition this year just because I didn't.
Same.
Well, one, I didn't want to do it because I'm already like a host there, so it's like feels fucked up. What if I get third? Then I just get nothing.
Just another spot, right?
You better buy me a drink. Now, but yeah, I mean, I still have a chance to get a feature weekend, so that would be super dope.
Mm-hmm.
But no, and I didn't have anything else booked. And it would suck to have somebody be like, "Hey, are you available?" Like, shit, no, I'm not available.
Right.
But
right.
so far that hasn't happened. So I'm just happy to have like a fun. I mean, it's just gonna be a really fun time. So I'm psyched about it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And there's no like pressure because I'm not too worried about it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I have some like newer jokes that I might try to do. Just like I'm not gonna just go with old faithful shit. I'm gonna do the stuff I've been working on recently.
Right.
So I'm gonna work because it hasn't been consistent, but I've been kind of tightening it up and like rewriting it and shit like that. So I'm gonna try to just do that. I'm just gonna use it as like a open mic on steroids, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So that's basically everything that I want to like get in front of an honest crowd. Fucking, I'm doing that.
Hell yeah.
So we'll see. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet, but I'm close.
Yeah.
So.
It is interesting how the perspective changed because last year I think we were both like, second round, cool. You can do another 7-minute set, and then like beyond that, like another 10. We were thinking we had to have like 20 complete, separate, different minutes.
Well, yeah, and it's ironically we do and don't. We're not gonna. You know what I mean?
That's the perspective that's changed. It's like, well, now I kind of want a 20-minute spot.
Yeah, exactly.
To you know what I mean, really flesh out and
yeah,
and you know what I mean, because I feel like I have like two like 10-minute sets. Well, maybe like a 7-minute set and a 10-minute set, but like to flesh it out and just do all of my stuff, it would be cool to have that opportunity.
For sure, yeah.
But didn't happen this year.
Yeah.
but it's funny how in just a year the perspective.
Oh yeah, it's like, can I fill this time? And now
change.
it's like, hell yeah.
Right. And seeing some people, like there were some new faces like I met for the first time that night, and they were like different levels of nerves. Like some people didn't give a fuck, and then like some people like were like, man, I'm like really nervous and that kind of thing. And like they're some of the people who actually made it through.
Nice. Yeah.
But it was funny seeing that perspective too, being like, yeah, I remember last year feeling so nervous.
Yeah,
and like I'll always have some level of nerves, but it's way better than last year. Like you know, I was feeling way more comfortable. But it was just fun seeing it from a different perspective in just a year. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
have
it's fun,
too much to add on that, but you'll probably go to the second round
Well,
next year.
there's no. I mean, that's the thing.
There's no guarantee.
That's why
right,
it doesn't. Like it doesn't. I don't take it personally because it is not. It is personal. It is personally who the people in the audience like.
Right,
and I fucking know people that I've showed my favorite comedians to, and they're like, all right. It's like, oh, I'm not wrong. You know what I mean? I like fucking.
It's such a weird subjective thing.
I mean,
like,
it is if you go to like comedy competitions, you shouldn't look at it like anybody's. There's nobody better. That would be.
It's not an exact valuation.
No, you would have to kill yourself. Like it would be insane because like it would be like everybody's different. It's like so. Like taste is completely subjective,
right? And a year later, I am arguably, I'm not great by any means, but I'm arguably better than I was last year. But didn't
not arguably. Don't know. You're undeniably better than you were last year.
I don't know about undeniable, but
it's undeniable.
I appreciate that, but I don't.
I wouldn't lie to you. Well, it would be too fun to shit on you on the podcast.
Fair enough. But I guess what I'm saying is that like. I'm better than I was last year, but didn't make it as far.
Yeah, it's
so
hilarious.
that speaks to just the randomness of it.
Yeah,
it depends on who shows up and how you know what I mean. Like
and you just lost at another competition to some dude who did it for the first time because they liked him better. So it just is what it is. Now that was judges,
and as we've learned, I am not likable on stage. That's what I was saying. You'll
that's
probably
what your mom said. I don't know.
That's what. About 80 people with Harrisburg's hilarious thoughts so too. But yeah,
we'll see. I mean, it totally depends. I could say some shit they might not like. I don't know, my hair,
True.
And then they're not.
That's
gonna
not possible. Thanks. That's if anything's undeniable, it's your hair.
Thanks. It means a lot. It means more than my comedy.
Fair enough.
But but yeah, I mean, it's like it would be like going to a fucking battle of the bands. With like Metallica and then fucking like Toby Keith. It's like there's so many people, there's a ton of people that like Toby Keith more than Metallica, and they're wrong. No, but
I've done Battle of the Bands things that went exactly the same way. It was like, no, we should have won that one. Like,
well, yeah, 100%. It's like I didn't like the music more. It's just like any other art form.
Right.
You don't like. I mean, I don't fucking think. I think Picasso is better than Andy Warhol. There's got to be people that disagree with me, right? I can't even tell you what a Picasso looks like, but I know I like it more. I know I like it more than those fucking soup cans. I know that.
Nice.
But yeah, so I'm not gonna like take it personally or anything like that.
Sure.
But I am excited. I mean, I'm excited just because it's gonna be a fun time. So
hell yeah.
So we'll see.
Hell yeah. I wish I don't. I was talking about trying to. So this weekend is Fringe Fest, or next weekend, or this up.
No, it's this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. This weekend is Fringe Fest up at Zero Day in Harrisburg. I'm doing a guest spot on Friday night, and that's when your night is.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get there because I was like, oh, the show will probably be at 8, and I saw the flyer and it said doors at 8, show at 9.
Yeah, they're late shows.
We're probably gonna be like on stage at the same time. I was thinking I'm already gonna be in Harrisburg.
So you might as well
I could bounce from there and then come like so. I don't know if it's going to be possible. I would like to.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. There's no way it's possible.
I don't know.
It's
I just feel that you came out like you definitely didn't have to.
Yeah.
And
I didn't have anything else to do. It would have been too. It would have been. I might have bailed if it was like I had a bad day, but I was off work that day too. So it was like I just relaxed all day, kind of.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, and Lori went too. It was fun.
Right. Yeah, I was like, hell yeah, I got at least 2 votes. Yeah. Well, that was also being pretty presumptuous, but I was like,
you were presumptuous.
But
I didn't think that
the
cuckold joke wasn't funny enough, so I didn't vote.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, it was definitely fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about next week.
Yeah, and
speaking of this week, tomorrow I will be on Harrisburg's Hilarious. So if you're in the Harrisburg area, come out.
Right. Yes, Friday the 19th. Yep.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Tomorrow, and then Saturday is Fringe Fest.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Damien's on a show on Friday. Don't go to that one. Go to mine.
I'm just doing a guest spot. I'm just
That's
doing a
true.
guest
Yeah,
spot.
but you're on the show still. But
Well, yeah.
At it's at 0 Day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole weekend is at 0 Day. They're doing
Sick.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I'm debating on what It sounds so cool to go to the Sunday one,
Sunday seems really cool because
but
they're
I
doing.
don't want to.
Well, they're doing a thing where I guess you do your set and then you can talk about.
Yeah, they are or whatever.
Or whoever's-
they're doing their set, and
Right,
then they're going
right.
to talk about how they came up with the jokes or whatever.
Right.
Which is hilarious because that's like literally what we've done that before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
wanna-
something we can get back into a
Oh, we're
little
going
bit more.
to,
like,
but
for sure.
it feels like a video thing. You know what I mean? That's why I haven't really cared to like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like to show the clips is fun.
Yeah.
And I can't, to do that will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So like my motivation to I thought about it a while back and I can't remember what joke it was, but yeah, it is something we can get into.
Right,
And
right.
I can't wait to get into more of, but
Hell yeah,
it's
hell yeah.
also something if we would ever do a lot. It's funny because I thought forever ago that if we ever did a live podcast, that's something we should do.
Hell yeah.
And then they're doing it. I'm like, fuck. I mean, I'm sure it's been done before maybe, but
Yeah.
I hate to rip them off.
I know. On We Might Be Drunk, Sam Morril and Mark Norman, they'll bounce bits
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
on there. So it's not like we're completely 100% like
I know.
original
It's hard
to
to
it,
be
but-
original and yeah.
Yeah, but maybe Fringe Fest next year, live attempted delivery.
maybe.
Just throwing that idea out
Maybe, yeah.
there. If not, we'll just make it happen some other way.
We'll do it in my backyard or something. No, we're not going to do that. That'd be terrible.
Just have a bunch of other comics in this tiny room.
Here.
I mean, this spacious studio.
This huge studio that you're looking at here. But yeah, no, I'm excited about this weekend. Yeah,
Right, you're hosting the
yes, I'm hosting the
show,
Saturday night
the
show.
Saturday show.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah, I'm excited about that. It's it's like me, Kyle Neff. I forget who. Somebody else was supposed to be on it, and Kyle Neff replaced them. I totally forget who it was, but it's like me, Kyle Neff, Andrew Brooks, Jared McCallie, and Dana Charatonchik.
Alrighty.
But yeah, it should be a fun show. I don't know if somebody's doing a guest spot or not,
Alrighty.
but
Probably I can.
Probably.
I should probably not be an asshole and say who's on.
see if I can guess. If I can guess from memory from the flyer,
Okay,
Mike
yeah, yeah.
O'Donnell. Who else? It's Mike O'Donnell, Jackie Ben Hayen.
Yep.
I can't remember the rest.
Matt Moyer and
Fucking
Sean.
perfect timing. How about that?
Yep. Hosted by Malik Stark as usual, and then it's Sean Light, Matt Moyer, Jackie Van Hayen, and Mike O'Donnell,
Nice.
and then me doing a random guest spot.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so
should be fun.
yeah,
Should
so
be
I'm psyched about the
Oh, yeah.
weekend. And then yeah, that should be fun. I do think they're also. Did they tell you? Was it a surprise? Guys, I apologize if this is a surprise. I'm going to say it anyway. But they're going to be playing. I think they're going to be playing music during that thing on Sunday. So they're going to be playing like mood music.
Oh, alrighty.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
while they're discussing the bits.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds super fun. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully, I didn't blow a surprise for anybody, but they didn't tell me not to say anything. So
Yep.
it is what it is.
Spoiler alert.
I apologize. We'll cut it after everybody listens to it. But yeah, no, it's funny that you brought up that 20 minutes thing about like being able to flesh out like all the material or whatever.
yeah.
Cause Karen put me on a show
Hell yeah.
in Carlisle and I'm going to be doing 20 to 25 minutes.
Oh,
she said
alrighty.
20 to 25. And then when I talked to her in person, she said 20. So I'm pretty sure it's just 20.
Okay. Right,
But
right.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to be doing, that's like my first longest, that's like the longest set I'll be doing.
Hell yeah.
So I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun.
Hell yeah.
I went through, as soon as she put me on that show, I went through all my material and I'm like definitely good.
You feel like you have.
No, I have, for sure have.
Right.
Just with stuff that I've done on shows that
Regularly,
works, that's
right.
like my whatever, A-S material.
A-sides.
A-sides. It's so funny to say like that. It sounds so weird. All my A-sides, the shit that like it works and like is my act or whatever, is like 15. That's guaranteed in everything that's like guaranteed in my act is 15 minutes minus none of the cougar jokes,
Oh, wow.
which was 3 minutes. I wrote like an extra minute and a half.
Alrighty.
Probably either a minute to a minute and a half, like the other day. I just kept, I don't know. It was one of those days where I'm like thinking about shit.
Right,
And
it
I'm
just
like,
keeps coming. Yeah,
hey, honey, is this funny about you? And she laughed at all of them. So, yeah, they're, and I think they were all funny. It's, so like, that's just that is another 3 to 4.5 minutes. And then I have like some like postal jokes that are just like, that's more time that I'm not really happy with, but I actually want to work on anyway.
Right,
because I kind of
right.
want some of those, some of the jokes I want in my act for sure. And the ones that work. So like, I kind of want to, and then I have a bunch of stuff that I'm currently working on.
Hell yeah.
You know, all those A-side, that doesn't include any of the stuff that I'm kind of like working on right now.
Hell yeah. So you don't even have to sweat like
No, it's
filling
it's,
the
no,
time.
it's
It's
filling the time. It won't be an issue.
It's just a matter of choosing what.
Yeah,
so
that's
awesome
I gotta
when
put
you
it in
hit there.
order.
Yeah.
I gotta put it in order because I haven't done that much time. But I have, I have like stuff that's always at the beginning, and then I have stuff that I like to end with. So yeah, I'm super. When I sat down and did that, I was like,
Hell yeah.
all right,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
fucking cold. Like it took all the stress out, and I have a month.
Oh hell yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
when
mean,
is
it's
what's the
I think
date?
August 25th. So
Hell
like
yeah. Hell yeah.
it's a Sunday at like 2 p.m.
All right.
So I will have to adjust with that kind of crowd. So I don't know what kind of crowd it'll
Okay.
be. So I definitely don't want to, luckily I'm not like a filthy comic anyway. So it
Right, right.
works out in my favor. I don't work clean unless I have to. But if
Right.
I have
But
to,
you're not-
I can manage pretty easily.
You're not like obnoxiously dirty or like
No. Or dark, super dark.
offensive or
yeah.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not really. I'm not stressed about it all. But it has. I've been like fucking exhausted. I think it's partially the heat. Yeah, it's been fucking killing me, man. But like, I am like a little amped up now to like, all right, I got some shit I want to tighten up, and then I also have stuff. Like I have a lot of stuff that I wrote out and like did different things with that I haven't even tried like new versions of.
Oh hell yeah.
So I have like a lot of shit I want to work on that I think is really funny that will fit right into like my act or whatever. So I like we talked about it before, and I feel like you were kind of like early with this having like an act. Like you do have like an act.
Right.
Like
Well,
as far as
I feel like I have two separate ones, and
sure,
that's,
and you got to
I-
figure out how to get them together.
I want to get like I'm my goal is to get some longer sets as well, so I can start trying to do that because I have these two sides and I have to try to. I did it a little bit at Zero Day
yeah.
when I was on the showcase there, but that was 10 minutes. To have that amount of time to flesh it out and put it like in order, I mean that would be a much longer set list I would
Sure,
have to
yeah.
look at. But I'm relying on that a little less. Like at Harrisburg, I had to look at it, but much less than I have in the past. But yeah, I feel like I have two separate sides to it, and I have to try to marry it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of want to go to the Tuesday mics at Harrisburg's.
yeah.
I think you get a little longer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be longer than 3 minutes.
It is, yeah.
But also having some opportunities at some longer sets, I think would be cool to even see what I have, and if it all works together.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it plays well together.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
the only-
Like if it has like a similar tone.
I mean,
Or-
anything will work together. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
you'll find a way. If anything, one thing I've been trying to like think about, just keep in the back of my mind, is like writing like additional jokes or like one line, not necessarily like the structure of a one liner, but like for lack of a better term, like a one liner to like as segues, like some
Right,
sort of
right.
like one liner about the joke, about the same topic that can be kind of out of the blue and not seem out of the blue or like
Right,
weird.
right.
You know what I mean? Somebody that's fucking immaculate at it would be Dave Attell.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, the way he writes, he's just like, the jokes he writes, he can just come out of the blue with some shit that somehow it barely relates to the previous joke, but it
Still
just
ties it together.
Yeah,
Right,
and you don't even notice it as like a weird juxtaposition or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of the things I want to play with because I've had these separate sides where it's just like jokes, and then all of the fertility, dad,
Yeah,
parenting
yeah.
stuff, and like, do I do all of like the jokes and then get into that bigger chunk because it's one cohesive thing, or do I go in and out of that and then can I do that?
Yeah.
Like because the other ones are not related to each other at all, really.
Yeah.
And then I have this one chunk that's all related. Can I insert those in there and keep going back to it, or do I keep it separate and like have that as like a big closer in a long set? You know what I mean? So
that's a good. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have the answers right now, but those are the things I'm thinking.
No, yeah, and
that's what I'm thinking of right now.
For
and then,
sure, yeah.
And then do I make my 10 minutes sets a shorter version of that, or do I choose one or the other?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm playing with right now. Like, you know what I mean? If I have 10 minutes, am I doing the jokes or am I doing the dad stuff? Or do I do a mix, like a smaller version, just do less of each, but still a mix? So I'm trying to find my voice and create and act, but it's hard to do it 3 to 5 minutes at a time, which I guess isn't a bad problem to have, but like it's hard to flesh it out, and like maybe I might be getting ahead of myself even thinking about that.
But I mean, you can also flesh it out just like on paper, looking at it too.
Right. But it's hard to know if it'll flow
for sure.
Until you get it in front of people. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess rehearse it. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
or try to do some of those longer mics and do 10 minutes at a time.
Definitely,
if, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing with like the Tuesday, I mean, I don't know how. I haven't talked to anybody about it super like the last couple weeks, but there's not a lot of crowds, so it is. It will be silent. It'll be a lot of you know what I mean?
And I haven't been going regularly, so I'm sure the more regular people will get longer.
Probably,
spots. So like, oh, you haven't fucking been here in a month. You get 3 minutes again.
You still get 3 minutes. Yep. That's funny.
But yeah, these are just all thoughts that are swimming in my head. I don't have any answers right now.
Like we've talked about it. I wrote down. I wrote all my jokes, like at least like the name of the joke on note cards.
Yeah,
so I can look at it. And I haven't done it yet to figure it out because I have like over a month. But literally, it might be next week I do it because I have a couple days off just in the middle of the week for a couple appointments or whatever. But beyond that, I have. I mean, I think I want to sit down. And like when I did the other day, I just did all the counting or whatever and counted all the time, figured that out. So I'm like, all right, good. So now like the next step is to just like lay them all out. I know stuff that I like at the beginning, you know, which is obvious. And then I know stuff that I like towards the end.
Right.
So I basically just fill in from the ends for, all right, this works really well there. This doesn't work here. And then you can fucking move it around, do whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean?
You can do like the level of darkness, like, okay, this one's pretty dark, so let me
I was
lighten
gonna say,
it up here,
with
back
the
and
shorter
forth,
sets, you can kind of, if you can figure out a way to like your you know, your whatever, your family set or whatever, and then have like a spot where it kind of drops off to like, nothing has to be next. Then you can start peppering in your random jokes, and if they're not working,
go back to.
But that's shit that like I see people do it, and I'm like, God damn, that's impressive. Like, it's like they don't even have, and like Mike, who we had on last week, is one of them. Just like a dude.
Was wild watching him and Manny, and that was such an eye-opening experience. Like him and Manny both did it like there, where like they were doing some material, but then just able to adjust and work the room in the moment. That was like, oh, that's how you do comedy.
Yeah. No,
I was so reliant on the jokes. Like, oh well, that one didn't go that great. Hopefully, this one gets them. Okay, that one went okay, so I'm good now. And then the next one, well, that one didn't quite get him. So I was just so reliant on the jokes. It's like, oh no, you have to have a personality. Fuck. That's how you do comedy. So it's insane thinking about like, okay, it's taken 2 years to develop about 20 minutes ish that you may or may not even keep all of it.
Yeah.
And then like these people are coming up with an hour every year.
I've thought about it.
I know that's after doing it for many years.
Yeah, and it's also their job.
It's true.
So true. I don't want to sound bitter or anything like that, but like I definitely like think about that.
We're mail carriers. They know
They know
we're bitter.
But like when sometimes I think about that, I'm like, oh no shit, dude, you had to fucking work in 100-degree weather all day, and like didn't get
hitting a couple mics a week instead of a spot every single night.
Yeah, even if you don't do a spot every single night, you get to think, you get to like, which they do. I mean, hope they do. Hopefully they do. But either that or they're on the road, and they have like, it's like, imagine if we went on the road right now, had 20 minutes. And then could just work on stuff and just add it to the 20 minutes while we're working. That didn't work. Let me fucking just go back into the shit that works. I'll rewrite it or try something new next time or whatever. Like, it's like they get to like just, it's all they do. You know what I mean?
True.
It's still impressive.
For sure.
100%. But it's like, God damn, now I can see how it's possible.
Right. If that's like your
it's all they do. You know what I mean?
Focus,
and then they have all the energy that they have in them to do that. Whereas we, it's like, man, recently it's been really fucking rough. This heat is fucking killing me, dude. I hate it so much. I cannot wait.
It's been pretty tropical.
I cannot wait till November. I fucking love cold, but this is why I like cold weather, because I feel energized all winter.
That's why I always say fucking comedy clubs should be cold as fuck.
Yes, they should be freezing cold. Yes,
like this room is right now. It's glorious.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful in here. Yeah, I'm gonna go home and sweat my ass off as I'm writing up the fucking peach slip for this episode.
Nice. Did you have any other shows or anything? I have a couple other things to bring up, but I don't want to cut the comedy short.
The only thing I have is this Saturday at 0 Day, and then August 17th. I'm about to post about tomorrow on my Instagram and stuff, but August 17th, today, you guys just saw me posted on my Instagram and stuff about August 17th. I'm doing a show in, I believe, Grantville.
Okay. Laughing Stock?
No, it's
Okay.
not. It's probably close to there. It's a show with another show with that dude Gary.
Gary Limoges.
Yes, Gary Limoges. I didn't want to fuck it up, and I'm like, I know it's Frenchish,
Right.
but yeah, another Gary Limoges show. It's another one at a wine store. I think or a wine shop or a winery. Like this guy just loves wine, but yeah, apparently it's a super sick show. It's gonna be like Malik, me, Andrew Pollock, Tim Soates, don't know that guy.
Right.
A.T. Barnes, I don't know them either. And then Charles Baynard.
Hell yeah.
Charles said it's a sick room. He said he's just been there for shows. He's never done a show there.
Okay.
But he said it's like a really fun, dope room.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds awesome. I'm super psyched about that. It'll be a fun time. The last show I did for Gary was fun as hell.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, I'm psyched about it. But, yeah, that'll be on August 17th, 7:30 p.m. So I also got a great bottle of fucking Cabernet from that show too. So maybe this place, hopefully this place has great wine too.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's in Grantville, Pennsylvania. It is near. It says that's funny. 1.5 miles away from the casino.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's fun.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm psyched about that. Yeah, I'm gonna post about that tomorrow. And
Sweet.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just had the guest spot Friday, and then as a spectator, I'm leaning towards going to watch the Four Horsemen show.
I'm thinking about it too.
That was
Yeah.
August
What's that
10th.
next? Oh, that's
August
a while away.
10th.
Okay, cool.
Couple weeks, yeah.
I might. Oh, I hope it doesn't sell out. Or I hope it sells out for them, but I just realized that I gotta make a fucking decision.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Because the last two sold out, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They might let us stand in the back. I don't. Who knows?
Maybe. Yeah, that's true. I'll talk to. Yeah, I'll ask him.
But yeah, I want just as a spectator, and then the only other thing I have, getting really excited for it is the 31st.
Oh, the Skid Row show.
The Skid Row show. It's
yeah.
The first show there, it seems like a really cool venue, and the lineup is pretty sick. So
the lineup's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so many comics. Yeah.
So yeah, that should be a ton of fun. I'm gonna keep posting and annoying people about that.
Nice. Yeah, it's a dope lineup.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, and I want to and I guess and then the Karen Kate the show in Carlisle, which it's
You said it was the 25th.
the 25th of August. I'm gonna post about it. I try to post about stuff. I try to post them a month early,
Right.
and then here and there, and then a week out I'll post again. and then like really load up on the story or whatever.
Right.
So I try, you know what I mean? Because it's like, how far away are people really going to care? You know what I mean? So
Right.
I try to, when I make like the first post for a show, I try to do it a month out because it
makes sense.
seems like reasonable or whatever.
Right.
So, but yeah.
yeah.
So I was going to wait for the 25th to bring that up, but I mean, we can bring it up. This is the sneak peek. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah.
The only other two things I wanted to bring up, I got to see, as far as a show, went to see the musical Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it good?
it was.
Yeah.
I was really skeptical because that movie like is and was my childhood. I've seen that movie 100 times
Yeah.
at least. Know it inside and out, and so I was a little skeptical. Like, how can they turn this into a musical? It's, you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was skeptical, but it was actually a good show and a ton of fun.
Yeah.
They obviously have to adjust the story a little bit. So they leaned more into Lydia is still like the main character, Lydia and Beetlejuice.
Okay.
So in the original movie is Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton.
Okay.
And in that movie, like her,
I've never seen this movie or hardly any of her stuff, but I love Winona
never
Ryder.
seen Beetlejuice.
No. I've seen Stranger Things. She's great in Stranger Things. You got it. She's great. She's great.
I feel like we talked about this like when we did the Halloween episode,
Probably.
but I feel like if I remembered that you hadn't seen Beetlejuice, like we wouldn't still be doing. not literally, not really. It's just wild that that's such a movie that was like always on TV that you would accidentally catch it.
Yeah, it's I
You know what I
perhaps
mean?
did, but like I don't remember it.
It's wild that you haven't seen it, but like, yeah, that's wild. But also, I'm 1,000 years old.
Yeah,
But-
that's true too. Two things can be true.
But still, yeah, I know the movie inside and out. So they had to adjust it. So in the movie, her mother had died, but they barely talk about that.
Uh-huh.
So it's like her dad, and then Delia, who was played by Catherine O'Hara, was like really eccentric and stuff like that. But they leaned more into the dead mom and
Okay.
her mourning the dead mom and that kind of thing. And it was still like the basic plot where she was trying to get. She brings Beetlejuice back to try to scare the people out of their house, like her parents and that kind of thing. It was actually really good. Like,
Yeah.
and the amount of production and choreography, they had like fire and
Where
like
did you see
flames. This was down at the Hippodrome down in Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
Which
No,
is-
that makes way more sense.
Yeah. This is where Chris Rock filmed the live special.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool theater. We saw Phantom of the Opera there with my mom like a couple years ago. But it was just a really cool show. I was super impressed about like how like the amount of people that were in the production, like the size of it. In the movie, there's these like crazy like sandworms.
Yeah.
You have to see the movie to understand, but
Sure,
they're like
yeah.
huge and giant. Like
Tremors? I saw Tremors.
it is similar. Like they're like, because they're dead, they're confined to this house, and if they try to open the door, it's like this desert.
Yeah.
And there's these crazy sandworms that will
Interesting.
eat you. They actually had one like on stage, like
Yeah.
that actually looked like pretty decent.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice himself had a beard, which was a little weird because in the movie, like he has like some scruff and like some scraggly
Sure,
shit,
yeah.
but like it was weird seeing with the beard. But from what I've understood, like we went with a friend, like couple of ours, and they're like way into it.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh no, most of the productions, like live stage productions, like the guys had a beard. I don't know if it's a specific choice, but
That's weird. Yeah.
it's not like that ruined it or anything.
No,
It was just like, oh, that's different.
It's an interesting choice.
yeah. But it was just really cool. Like the music was really cool. The songs, it was very funny.
Uh-huh.
A ton of humor, and it was way more adult than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And then I was looking back at the movie, I was like, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was such like a movie from my childhood. Like a lot of people brought their kids.
Yeah.
And they like kind of had to address it. They were like, "Oh, you're gonna learn a lot tonight. You're like 9 years old." Yeah, they
So is
definitely
the
had
movie
children.
more adult than you're really thinking about? Like, is that what's going on?
Yeah,
Because I
It's-
mean,
it's Tim Burton, so it has that
okay, yeah,
dark
yeah.
vibe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Yeah,
It's one of
Yeah.
his best.
I've never seen like A Nightmare Before Christmas either, which is crazy.
That's why.
I've
Did you
seen
see Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, but I hated it, and I don't think I
Really?
deserve. I think I need to watch it with like mature eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
for sure. Winona Ryder's in that one too.
Oh yeah, and I love Johnny Depp, and I'm like, I think this was better than I remember. I think I hated it because I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
tracks for a Tim Burton film.
Right,
So
right,
yeah, I mean, I loved Coraline though. I loved Coraline.
Oh, yeah.
But it's funny that I saw Coraline. It's another one of those. It's kind of like a B-side compared to A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
Don't remember. I don't think I've seen that. It reminds me of like me seeing Death Proof and none of the other Tarantino movies.
That's wild.
Doesn't
Yeah,
make
yeah.
any sense. It's like probably his least favorite movie for most people.
It's half of another movie along with what's his name? It was Planet Terror and Death Proof. It was like a double feature. It was like the Grindhouse thing.
Oh, I hated the Grindhouse one.
Right.
It was so dumb.
Well, I think that was it. It was like the Grindhouse.
Yeah,
It was those two
I
movies together.
only ever watched Death Proof.
Right,
I wouldn't watch.
It was the better of the two. It was the better. Of the
She has a fucking M16 leg. This is so stupid. I hated that. I didn't realize that. I forgot about that. You're right. That was always on. I thought it was just like they liked it next to that movie.
no, yeah, I think that was the original.
No,
intent,
you're
was
right.
to
Yeah,
release-
yeah.
But it was cool. It was fun. I don't have a ton more to say about it other than I enjoyed
That's
it.
sick.
I was surprised that I enjoyed it. It was funny because they have. You went to a concert. Was it Nelly? Or no? It was
with
the sign.
yeah.
And
It was Nelly, yeah. Because I couldn't wait to watch her
Right.
say, "Good gracious, ass is bodacious." That was my favorite part.
so in a similar fashion, that reminded me when I was they were doing the signs,
Yeah.
and there's a scene where Beetlejuice in the movie he kind of Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin are like the dead couple in the movie, and he's like he Beetlejuice is like a hornball, basically.
Yeah.
But obviously it's modern, it's in Baltimore, and it's a musical, so they're gonna gay it up a little bit. So
Yeah.
he was actually flirting with both of them, both of the couple.
That's fun.
And so he was trying to get with the dude, but he was also trying to get with the woman, and she was like, "You give me the creeps," and he was like, "You give me a boner." And I was like, "God damn it! I wish I had seen the sign for boner." Because I'm 4 years old.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I really wish I could have seen the sign for boner, like, and they're forced to sign that. But I was sad that I missed that because I'm 4 years old.
Yeah. Yes, you are 4 years old. Yes.
In dog years. Well, 40 in dog. Anyway, but
Don't worry, I can't math either. So
but it was a really cool stage show.
yeah,
It
sounds fun.
It was wild. It was super impressive. The girl who played Lydia, like literally like, just graduated high school
No shit.
in like California, and had some fucking pipes on her. Like
Yeah.
all the singing, and it was just like the performance was pretty ridiculous. And it was wild. Like we hear of comics doing like 2 shows in a night.
Yeah.
It's like they're doing like an hour, and then like a few hours later they'll do another hour just talking. Like this was the first show that day. Like that whole production, they had another show that evening.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, to
All
sing
the,
like that.
the makeup, the singing, the dancing, the choreography, the production, like even just the stage people having to move parts of the set in and out, like that level of to do a second
Yeah,
run
that's
of that.
wild. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd
bands don't even do that.
No, like like that seems wild. Like
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway,
It's a lot more involved. There's a reason why we do this.
true. But yeah,
Talentless.
that was super fun. And the other thing that I alluded to, which it's going to be bad podcasting, 'cause I'm bringing up my phone again, but it wouldn't be attempted delivery if we didn't somehow already reference Metallica. But if I can actually bring up the fucking thing, Metallica's James Hetfield is set to star in a new movie.
I saw about that.
Now
I didn't see any of the. I know no information.
it's actually going to be in theaters. I thought it said it was going to be like
Streamed.
Oh, it's by Tubi Film, so I thought it was just going to be on Tubi.
Oh, okay.
But it has Peter Dinklage and Juliette Lewis in it too. They're playing the film's lead, so like legit fucking actors. So director Elliot Lester recently spoke to Collider, casting Hetfield in the role. The casting of James Hetfield in The Thicket is a story that feels almost destined. It began with a dream. One morning I woke up with a clear vision that James had to be in the movie. James Hetfield, a rock god, embodies a raw poetry that fit perfectly with the character we envisioned. From that moment, Peter Dinklage and I were relentless in our pursuit. We tried every possible avenue, his manager, mutual friends, anybody who could reach out. Breakthrough came when writer-director Sasha Gervasi had a connection. James stepped in, but they sent him the script. He was super interested. He revealed that he had always wanted to do a dark Western, aligning perfect with our film's vision. And it's really cool. Curious to see how he will do acting.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people who aren't traditionally actors, like comics or musicians, and they do a role and you're like,
Yeah. Which is, I mean, they can do a lot with editing. So if he does bad, they might be able to make it look good.
But I could see this being something personal to him that he could probably connect to.
For sure. And it's not like he can't. He's pretty, I mean, I get, but I'm thinking that, and I'm like, well, there are very talented like comics or musicians that probably have done bad films.
Right.
So I can't think of any off the top of my head, but
right. I'm kind of excited for that. I think it could be cool.
Fun.
I mean, it could be a fucking disaster, but it could also be really cool. I mean, you got Peter Dinklage and Juliette Lewis.
I heard a couple of things about some of the Tubi films that they've been. Yeah, I guess. I thought I could. And some of the Tubi films like have actually been like really like good. As far as like what they've been like putting together recently,
right, and it's not straight to Tubi. It's apparently gonna be in theaters.
Well, and I can't remember where I heard about it, but they were talking about like there's a difference between a Tubi production and then just like a film on Tubi or whatever.
And you never know. Bill Burr has talked about like coming out and he would get announced like you can. Excuse me, you're yawning and I'm burping uncontrollably. He would get announced like, okay, your next comic up, you can catch his special on Netflix, and he said people would laugh.
Yeah, they would laugh
like at Netflix, and Netflix. Now it's like
now it's the place. Yeah.
Right. So
ironically, the place where they left, Bill Burr's new special is going to be on like Hulu, I think.
Yeah,
and then like a couple people went to Amazon. Like, what the fuck, man?
Right.
I guess they paid more. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, I just thought that was cool. It was like, oh shit, I could see that. It's not a stretch. It's not like him seeing James Hetfield on Wall Street like would be like
a little weird.
This is gonna be but this seems pretty.
Or like Alice in Wonderland or some crazy shit like that.
Right. Yeah. Now this seems like it tracks.
It's pretty much perfect for
So yeah, I don't have any much more other than it will be released in theaters on September 6th.
Oh, cool.
So only a couple months away. So
yeah, maybe we'll have to go check that one out.
Hell yeah. We will report back.
You'll know eventually. They'll know before we know, probably. Actually.
Other than that, I don't have anything else. Do you?
I don't think so.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I guess until next time.
Yep.
See you next Thursday.
Take it easy.